Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here at Women Textile Summit to discuss how business analysts can grow their careers in today's fast-paced industry. Many professionals, whether they are new to business analyst role or looking to advance in their careers, face common questions. What skills do I really need to be successful? How do I stay relevant in rapidly evolving industry? Are certifications necessary? Or if they are necessary, which ones should I pursue? I'll share some insights from starting as a junior to becoming a senior business analyst, where you take more leadership responsibilities. And we discuss how skills, certifications, mindset contribute to long term career success. So let's start. Before we kick off, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Nastassia Shahun. I'm a senior business analyst working at Flip. With more than 5 years of experience in business analysis, I've worked mainly in fintech and e-commerce domains. I also have a master's degree in IT, and I try to be helpful and useful for a BA community. So I'm frequently attending the different IT conferences or events as a speaker, and I'm also an article writer on different platforms. So, with that said, let's see what we'll cover today. First, we'll explore the evolving role of business analysts, what a BA does, how the role varies across industries, and how it differs in different project methodologies. We'll also map a typical BA career progression from junior to senior roles. Next, we'll break down how the essential skills that we will talk about help you stay successful as a business analyst. We'll then tackle the big question: BA certifications, are they really worth it? We'll overview particular popular certifications. We also discuss how to choose the right one or whether to get one at all, if it makes sense in your case. Finally, we'll talk about fostering a growth mindset for continual career progression before wrapping up with the key takeaways from today's presentation. And at the end, you'll have an opportunity to ask your questions, share your experiences. So please feel free to do this. I'd like to share some common misconceptions about the business analyst role. These things I faced personally in my career, and I think it's worth spending some time to discuss those and to see whether they are true or not. The first one relates to saying that BAs only work in IT. While IT is a common area, a business analyst are found in different domains like operations, finance, marketing, healthcare, retail, manufacturing, and they can be found in different departments. So anywhere there is a need to translate business goals into actionable steps. Another thing is related to saying that BAs are just note takers. In reality, if it's a good BA, they can be strategic partners to the project, to the organization in general, who can help shape the end product as good as it can be for users and the company in general. So we will see a bit later in the presentation how this misconception turns false. And some people say that anyone can be a BA. So from my personal experience, I can also warn you that it's not true, because to be a good BA, you need to have a set of specialized skills, for example, in communication, negotiation, problem solving, and others. And it's not just an admin role that any person can perform. It's something that is not just skills, but also specialized knowledge and also the mindset. So this is exactly what we will talk about. To set the stage, let's define what a business analyst does. There are multiple perspectives on this, but I'd like to share and refer to the two well-established sources like International Institute of Business Analysis and Project Management Institute. First, IABA highlights that a business analyst is any person who performs business analysis tasks, responsible for discovering, analyzing information from a variety of sources. They do this to determine underlying issues and causes. And you can see that here, IABA puts a lot of emphasis on the BA role lying within the fact that they should uncover real needs. Sometimes needs stakeholders themselves aren't fully aware of. So it's about digging beneath the surface to find the root issues. Next, PMI describes a business analyst as the person who performs business analysis tasks, identifying and defining business needs and recommending relevant solutions to deliver real value to stakeholders. So here, PMI highlights that BA's role lies within the concept of bridging strategy and execution. So they should make sure whatever we build or implement actually helps the organization meet its goals. So you'll notice there is a common thread in these definitions, and it's not just about writing requirements. It's about understanding the deeper problems, enabling change, and ensuring our solutions really deliver tangible value. BA's role can look quite different depending on a few dimensions of the evolving BA's nature. So the first dimension is related to industry context. For example, BAs working in fintech domain can be very good at spotting emerging trends, streamlining processes. They also ensure regulatory compliance and offer strategic insights to boost decision making within the organization and drive innovation. At the same time, being a BA in healthcare domain means that you need to take seriously that there will be some data privacy concerns that you should tackle, and also the BA here might map out workflows for a hospital system, for example. They ensure software meets healthcare regulations, and this software that is being built, it really improves efficiency for doctors and nurses who use them. This is just an example. Another example from e-commerce domains, from my own experience. So BAs are tuned into the customer journey process, and they also analyze conversion rates. So one day you're analyzing web analytics to find out where customers drop off in your flow, and the next day you are defining requirements for a smoother mobile checkout process. So as you can see, here in e-commerce domains, BAs balance the need for attaining business goals, which were defined, for example, increasing sales, with the good and well thought, I would say, user experience. Another side that can form the BA, how the BA work, is the project methodology. So, for example, in traditional setup, in waterfall projects, BAs typically work upfront to gather all required information, and all the requirements are documented in a big business requirements document, for example. They might spend weeks or even months interviewing stakeholders, eliciting requirements, writing what feels like a novel of specifications. And once development begins, changes are discouraged. So the BA often acts as a go-between, handling off requirements to the technical team and then stepping back until maybe user acceptance testing where they will be involved. In contrast, in agile environments, BAs work in iterative and continuous environment. So rather than one big spec, you craft many small user stories with acceptance criteria, evolving requirements as feedback comes in. So there is no strict deadline for you to deliver all the needed requirements for the project. And here you act more as a facilitator than the document courier. So you have to spend a lot of time working with developers and business stakeholders in frequent discussions on different meetings, and make sure that everyone has a shared understanding about each user story, about the goal of the project in general. So instead of being a strict gatekeeper of a change, you help the team adapt to change by reprioritizing the backlog as business needs shift due to different maybe market conditions or at some other factors. And being in a certain stage in your career, I mean, the working experience can be different for everyone. So the working experience help you also evolve in your responsibilities, and thus you will have a demand for different skills to be developed. For example, a junior BAs are often tasked to support documentation, keeping it up to date for the whole team. They are responsible for requirement elicitation, and they also participate in different stakeholder interviews or other elicitation sessions. At the same time, being a middle level BA means that you can independently manage stakeholders, you can analyze sets of data to draw some insights. You also are good at optimizing workflows, finding the bottlenecks, and ensuring their inconsistencies don't happen in the further flow. You are also starting and keep managing change requests from being them from business side or tech teams. And as a senior BA, you're the driver for the business strategy. So, as part of your responsibilities, you may find that mentoring junior team members or influencing the decision making of higher level business stakeholders is part of your job. Also, being able to conduct effective risk management of the project, it becomes part of your daily job. So the key takeaway from this slide for you is that when you move from the junior to senior positions, it means that you shift from following a blueprint to the creating and drawing this blueprint for others. So each level builds on the previous. You never stop using the core BA skills like requirements elicitation or stakeholder management. But with the seniority level, you just add some bigger picture view, and you are attaining strategic thinking, leadership skills, and this makes you successful in your field. And as you can see, the role of the business analyst today is constantly changing. It's evolving. So understanding where you are and where you want to go helps you focus on the right skills that you need to build. So, what exactly do I need to be successful? What skills do I need to develop? Um, Talking about the skills, I would say that I would like to present this information in the form of a Venn diagram. So you'll see 5 overlapping circles here, each representing a critical competency area for the business analyst. And of course, as the name of the profession suggests, we'll start with the analytical skills. This competency area is focused on the analysis, because at the heart of the business analyst role is analysis. So it means that business analysts are able to break down complex business problems and data sets to find insights. This includes critical thinking, problem solving, attention to detail. It also means that you should be a quick learner. So often BAs just must rapidly understand a new business domain, because maybe something changed on the market and they will need to get a grasp this quick knowledge about the change, and being able to after analyzing this information, make some informed decision, or advise the business stakeholders to make one. If analysis is the heart, communication is the voice of a business analyst. We act as translators between business stakeholders and technical teams, so we need to speak both languages. This means that our written communication skills, like writing clear requirements, documents, or user stories, and our verbal skills should be at the high level, because we are also often involved in numerous meetings, and we are responsible for presenting our solution, for example, to the customer. So this is where the verbal communication can be very helpful. It also means that we need to develop active listening. So truly hearing what the client or user is saying, and sometimes, I would like to highlight this, that sometimes what they aren't saying. So we should discover their real needs by asking the right questions at the right time. And talking about the next area of competencies, I would move to business knowledge. So great BAs don't just understand technology, they understand the business domain they work in. Business acumen is what allows you to judge whether a proposed solution truly aligns with organizational goals or not. This includes understanding industry trends, business processes, and even basic financial concepts. Because specifically, these things can be helpful for you to make the right decision. Moving next is leadership and interpersonal skills. BAs may not always have a formal leadership title or position within the project or company, but we often lead by influence. This competency area includes leadership skills like negotiation, conflict resolution, facilitation, and team collaboration, because we are frequently can be found in situations where different stakeholders with different points of views meet, and they sometimes may disagree with each other. A skilled BA uses their leadership skills and leadership abilities to mediate the conflicts, find the common ground, and drive consensus so that the project can proceed. While BAs don't always code or build systems on their own, they do need have enough technical knowledge in order to be able to talk with developers, understand system limitations, and evaluate solution. So here, technical proficiency comes in. It also may involve BAs to have the knowledge about some specific tools like data analysis tools or productivity tools, understanding the technology landscape in general, and being able to understand data, understand technical processes and rules. So these five skill areas form a backbone of a BA competency. Throughout your career, you may notice that some of the skills will be at a certain stage of your career will be developed more or less, because this emphasis shifts constantly. Being a junior, you might lean heavily on learning some analytical techniques and documentation skills. As a mid-level BA, communication and business domain knowledge become your strengths, because it can distinguish you from others of the same level. By the time you're a senior, leadership skills like mentoring or negotiating and higher level business strategy skills come to the forefront. So you should remember that being a good BA, it means having a blend of all five skills. And this can make you an exceptional business analyst. But the great part here is that all the skills are learnable. So with practice, mentorship, sometimes formal training, you can develop each of these areas. And speaking of formal training, one path many BAs consider is getting certified. This brings us to our next section related to BA certifications. You've probably heard about organizations like IABA, PMI, IREP, and many others. The thing here is that it's not required or necessary just memorizing all these names listed on the slides. It's about understanding that the field of business analysis is very diverse. So whether you're interested and more focused on agile or process improvement or business strategy, there is a certification for you and a corresponding organization, of course. So instead of asking, is the BA certification worth it, we may better ask, which certification is right for me? So because there is a big variety of them, and that's exactly what we'll explore next. I've tried to do some small research on the certifications and tried to categorize them based on the application direction that can be used by business analysts. So, and generally speaking, in the BA community, certifications are a bit like a hot sauce. Some people put it in on everything, others just entirely avoid them. So let's see what certification exists, and let's find out what specific certification are can fall under specific category. So the first category is related to general or core BA certifications. These certifications establish foundational or broadly recognized BA credentials and knowledge. And on the right side of the screen, you can see the examples of the certifications. Of course, it's not the excessive list, it's just a few examples for you to understand that there is a wide range of certifications, and if you are interested, you can read more about each of these. Another group, it's a big group, which I call specialized BA certifications, because there will be it's split it into different, I would say, more narrow directions that BAs might go within their careers. So the first one from the specialized BA certification is Agile Focus certifications. These certifications always try to give you foundational or maybe more excessive knowledge for on how to use agile frameworks, for example, Scrum or Kanban, and they also can lay foundational knowledge for you to understand how iterative approaches work and what is expected from you, what responsibilities are expected from a business analyst working on these kinds of projects. And examples are also listed. So moving next is product focus certifications. Business analysts sometimes are taking over the role of product manager or something similar like product owner, and because they don't have enough knowledge on the product management, and they don't have enough not just experience but even theoretical knowledge, what is the difference between the business analyst or product owner, for example, or product manager. These certifications can help them gain this knowledge. While not purely BA focused, I also put here project management certifications, because on a day-to-day basis we often work with project managers, but sometimes the project management principles are not known, and or we don't understand how the what's different project managers do from what we do. And if we find out this difference, then we might ask ourselves how they do it. So these certifications can help you gain this knowledge and be proficient in project management as well. If you would like to go deep into requirements elicitation, documentation, techniques, modeling, and analysis, you might pursue requirements engineering certifications. So, for example, being a certified professional for requirements engineering from IREP can be one of the options, for example. Of course, within each of the within each of the certifications, there are multiple levels of, I would say, seniority, but we will talk about it a bit later. I'm talking about also again not strictly BA credential, but having knowledge about process improvement and quality may benefit BAs, because when you take over some higher positions where when you are, for example, senior lead or even higher, you might want, and this will be part of your work, to have influence on the organization in general, because you will be regarded as an expert in your field, and you would like to give even better advice which may benefit the whole organization, not just within the scope of one project. Therefore, you might need to have the specialized training in process improvement, lean, or Six Sigma, for example. For BAs who want to move into something related to strategic or architecture level analysis, there is also a dedicated certification path. And the last category here is domain-specific or industry-focused certifications. As you may know, some domains like healthcare or finance or IT security, they even have a requirement for all people working in these domains have specialized knowledge, and therefore this certification is a must. So it can not only boost your credibility within the professional community and your peers, but these certifications might help you gain this business knowledge part. So this is the way how to improve and maybe broaden your horizons on the business domain knowledge. Now that we've seen how many organizations offer business analysis certifications, and we've seen what certifications can be attained, so the next big question is how do I decide which certification to choose? So the answer is simple. There is no one-size-fits-all certification, because the right certification depends on several factors. I'd try to identify the most relevant ones. So let's see what I have here. The first factor which impacts the certification selection is related to career level. First, where you are in your career. This is the question everyone should ask. If you're just starting out, entry-level certifications like ECBA might be a great way to build foundational knowledge. But if you are more experienced, you have more knowledge, you might look at CBAP, for example, or some specialized credentials in agile or product management, depending on the context you are working in. Choosing the right certifications should align with your current skills and also the direction you would like to go next. Industry or employer needs is another factor that impacts the certification selection. Not all industries value the same certification, so you should be careful and you should make some research on if you would like, for example, to go in some specific industry or to work for a specific employer. You might do this research about investigating what skills, what certifications do they value the most by just reviewing um, the open positions that they have. It's always a good idea to check the job postings, and maybe if you have some colleagues working in this industry, you can ask them what is recognized in the field. Again, worth considering prerequisites and commitment required for a specific certification, because some certifications are easy to start because they don't require from you having some particular years of experience or particular hours of trainings. And but sometimes you might even have this requirement related to getting recommendation letters from your colleagues, from your managers. This is something worth to consider before choosing the certifications. So, and also, how much time would it cost you to spend on preparation and passing the exams? How many attempts? This is something that worth checking before even selecting the certification to get. Of course, most of the certifications are cost some money, and this amount of money or that amount of money can be, different. I would say of different expense to different people. So, but you should also keep in mind that certifications can be expensive because some of them range from a few hundred to a few $1,000s, and beyond the price, you should also check how long the certification remains valid. For example, some certifications like CBAP or PMP, they require renewal every few years, like every 2 or 3 years. And others have a lifetime certification. This would also impact the cost of the certification for you in general. So you also need to be prepared for these, let's say, ongoing maintenance fees, because to be recertified, it means that you will need to support some level of theoretical knowledge, or working on specific projects and so on. This is something that you need to check on websites of the issuing organizations. The next factor, which is also important, is issuing organization reputation on the market, because not all certifications hold the same weight in the job market. Some organizations are globally recognized and respected, while others may not be as well known outside certain regions or industries. So researching the credibility of the issuing body can help ensure that your certification adds real value to your CV. And the last point here is country coverage and recognition. So, as I mentioned just a few moments ago, that certification impact can vary by region. For example, IABA certifications are highly recognized in North America and Europe. PMI certifications might have stronger recognition in project-oriented companies worldwide. So, there's sometimes there can be not so easy to find this information, but you can also reach out to peers who passed the certification, and ask professional why taking this or that certification. And also I faced some people during my career who just got certification because it looked good on their CV. This also can be true in some cases, but to understand that certification brings real value, you should consider your career goals, your industry, the effort required, and how well the certification is recognized. And then, having all this knowledge, you can understand where the certification can move you forward in your career. So we've talked about different certifications, how to choose the right one, and what factors impact the selection process. So let's see what are the benefits of getting certified. So the first benefit I see in certification is related to credibility and professional recognition within the BA community and your peers. So because certification is always considered as a proof of your expertise, it tells employers, your peers, colleagues, clients that you meet some specified recognized standard in business analysis, and you're equipped with the knowledge per the level that you've attained the certification at. With a certification, you might have better and wider job opportunities, and that would help you grow in your career, because many job postings now list BA certifications as preferred, but I've already seen a few postings that have are mentioning the certifications, and they say that it's a must even to apply, to be considered at this first stage of selection of candidates for a position. So holding a recognized credential can set you apart from other candidates, and it will just open doors for you to proceed in the recruitment process. Or if you would like to have to gain some like more senior roles, or get a leadership position within the company, so this is something to consider as well. It's said that certified professionals tend to earn more than their non-certified peers. To what extent it's true or not, everyone can judge on their own, I would say. But also there is an opinion that the employers see certification as a sign of expertise and commitment. It always seen that a person try to stay relevant in the field, try to not to lag behind the current trends, and is always kind of active and proactive in their learning. So they are continuous learners, and this can be an attitude that an employer is looking for. So that's why it often translates in the better salary offers, some career advancement opportunities, and as a candidate, you might have a stronger negotiating power in this conversation. At the same time, even if you have years of experience, and it may seem to you that you don't need a certification to prove your skill, the process of preparation for the certification, it's even more beneficial than the certification itself, because it helps you refine your skills, what you have, and learn some best practices, or something that you have already forgotten about. It introduces you to new techniques, new methodologies, some maybe custom methodologies or approaches developed by experts in the field. And in this way, you can see how business analysis can be even rethinking in terms of the real world projects. And the last point here is that BA field is constantly evolving with agile, AI nowadays, digital transformation, and it shapes the work how we work. So to stay competitive and stay relevant in your field, and being competitive in terms of the job market, because sometimes it's always valuable to have a formalized training, a formalized certification, just which would confirm and that you have a specific level of knowledge, that you possess a wide, I would say, set of perspective opinions on the topic, and that you can just act not in a standard way. For example, if you're familiar with some specific elicitation technique, you, of course, maybe you have heard that there are like 10 other techniques, but you just didn't have enough knowledge to use it in your day-to-day life, and you just forgot that other techniques exist. So this certification can just remind yourself that about these techniques, and maybe show a bit different context, a bit different examples how these techniques can be used, so that you can go to another company, joining another project. You might just find it useful, and remind yourself how to apply it in day-to-day work. So as you can see, that certification topic, it's not something related purely to passing the exam. It's about proving your skills, growing your career, and um, securing that you have a future in business analysis. It's an investment that can pay off in credibility, opportunity, a long-term success. In conclusion, there is a question at the end of the day: do I need to be certified? Do I need even to think about getting familiarize myself with the organization, with the conditions, with the commitment times, and so on? If you treat a certification as an opportunity to genuinely learn, grow, and you choose one appropriate for your career stage and your goals, it can accelerate your development and open new doors and opportunities for you. But if you just go for it because you want to collect letters after your name so that they appear proudly on your CV, and you are not absorbing the lessons learned, you might be left wondering why it didn't magically change your career, even though you have them on the CV. So the most important here is that certification, um, it's just one of the paths to continuous learning, which is the key here, because it leads to our next topic. So many certified BAs will tell you that learning really begins when you try to implement your what you've studied in a messy real world. So certifications is one of the ways, one of the tools for professional growth, but it's not a silver bullet that can save and help you everywhere every time. But certainly it's useful. It's a useful part of the BA toolkit. So I would say that certifications are worth it if you make them worth it. So always remember that the knowledge, the experience you gained while preparing, while passing the exam, while communicating with peers about the certification, whether going through the formal training or not, is something that this is the experience, this is the value that you get. Certification, it's just a paper confirming that you have this knowledge. So, and in my opinion, you should treat this way. Um, but okay, so we've seen the skills, we've seen the required knowledge areas, competency areas, and we've seen the certifications. So these all are help form and are useful for BAs, but at the same time, being a successful BA, it's also about mindset. So the base BAs aren't just experts in today's tools, techniques, methodologies. They are lifelong learners who anticipate change and adapt. These, they are those who stay curious, adaptable, open to new challenges. So how do you cultivate this growth mindset that fuels your career progression? So let's explore things that like I would say key strategies that I've managed to identify for people who would like to develop this growth mindset in themselves. So the first strategy is to embrace continuous learning to stay relevant in the field. As you know, in IT, learning never stops. Technologies evolve, methodologies change, business challenges become even more complex. So if you want to grow as a business analyst, you need to actively expand your knowledge. So you can read real opinions or industry blogs from experts, explore new tools, techniques, and stay updated on trends like AI, data analytics, agile advancements, and so on. So just being curious, being able to not to be afraid, I would say, to communicate with the peers, with colleagues, with clients. This means that you are networking, you are exchanging experiences, and you are learning. This is the way how you learn from others. So this is because your growth isn't just about what you know, but it also who you surround yourself with. Attending BA conferences, webinars, or meetups, and even summits like this one. This exposes you to new ideas, new perspective and approaches. So you can also learn some best practices or things that worked in real life from industry peers. Sometimes you might just have a casual conversation that can lead to some game-changing insights. So never be afraid of networking with the experts in the field. Um, Mentorship is one of the most powerful tools for career growth, not just in business analysis, but in general. So, finding a mentor that would guide you through the career decisions, help you navigate complex projects, or just provide insights from their own experience, or being a mentor yourself, passing this knowledge, this experience you have to more junior or people who lack experience in a specific field or domain. This may be really rewarding because you will be seen and you will be considered as an expert in the field. At the same time, you can strengthen your own knowledge and sharpen your leadership skills this way. Challenging yourself with new roles and responsibilities. This is also one of the strategies for growth mindset. um, because growth happens when you step out of your comfort zone. So you may volunteer for a challenging project, take ownership on the current project, or maybe coming up with your own initiative. So you should push yourself to try new things. And for example, moving from a business analyst to senior business analyst or product owner, or getting some leadership roles, these often start with proactively seeking new responsibilities. And maybe, for example, if you found some moment, some place within the project, within the company, or the workflow that can be improved, this is a bottleneck, right, for the team. So you might come up with the solution, and you might be, assign, let's say, yourself accountable, responsible for that. And by doing this, you will proceed and grow even faster. So this is the idea here. Engaging with the BA community through industry events. Beyond certifications and formal learning, it's also advisable to actively engage in the BA community because it might accelerate your growth. So conferences, hackathons, different speaking engagements, or if you are a content contributor, for example, for a particular blog, it helps you, and even it forces you, I would say, to do a lot of research, to maybe go through some training, and or maybe, just to think about your past experiences and analyze what's the lessons learned, for example. This is something that helps you being fostering this growth mindset within yourself. And also being exposed to emerging trends, to best practices, as I mentioned multiple times today, from leading experts. This is something that can just help broaden your horizons within the business analysis field. So the best BA just don't just react to change, they anticipate it. It's the famous saying. They are proactive learners, open to feedback, and are always willing to take on new challenges. So a growth mindset doesn't help you stay relevant. It makes your work more fulfilling. And at the end of the day, when you uncovered something new, you maybe gained a different perspective for the problem that you had multiple days, because, for example, you talked to a peer, to a colleague, and this helped you brainstorm more ideas, not non-trivial ones. This is something that is related to the growth mindset. This means that you are growing, you are progressing in the career. So before we wrap up, let me just take a few steps back, and we will look at the bigger picture. If there is one thing to remember about career growth as a business analyst, it's that the journey is continuous. There is no final destination, and it's the same as language learning. So you won't have a milestone where you can say, okay, now I know Spanish very well, so I'm a full expert in Spanish. The same here in business analysis. So Each time, new opportunities just have help you grow and evolve within your field, within your role. And we've covered a lot of ground, a lot of things today. So let's quickly recap from our key takeaways from the business analysis blueprint. So the BA role is ever evolving. So you've seen that new methodologies, technologies, business needs shape out the work how we work, and staying adaptable is the key here. Skills matter most. Certifications, experience help, but they and the experience they help. But the ability to analyze, communicate, solve problems, maybe find some consensus is what truly sets great BA apart. Certifications are a means, not an end. They open doors, as we've seen, but what you do with that knowledge is what really makes the difference. So applying this knowledge in practice, this is the most important thing here, because just getting a certification, getting this paper and letters in your CV, it doesn't bring real value, doesn't solve any real problems, and doesn't make a difference to the organization in general if you are not able to apply this knowledge in practice. A growth mindset is essential. So staying learning continuously, being active in networking, attending events, embracing challenges every day. These what are the drivers for real career progression. And at the end of the day, career success isn't just about checking boxes. It's all about constantly expanding your capabilities, seeing new opportunities and taking them, staying curious. So keep learning, keep evolving, and you'll always stay ahead. Now, I would like to say thank you for joining me on this exploration of the BA Blueprint. I hope you found these insights informative, inspiring, and maybe encouraging to take a look at your career if you are stuck at a bit different angle. And now I'd like to move to the Q&A session, and I'd like to hear your thoughts or questions. For now, I don't see any questions. Of course, if no questions for now, you may digest all the information mentioned here, and feel free to stay in contact with me on LinkedIn, so you can scan this QR code and we'll get in touch. Oh, okay, I can see the question. How many business analysts effectively collaborate? How can business analysts effectively collaborate with creative and technical teams? In terms of the collaboration, it's even a specific topic for a new presentation. But to be short, I would say that understanding both sides, that creative people, they have their own goal, right? To, for example, to make the application look better, to make the user experience better, and the overall user experience should be engaging. But at the same time, technical teams might have their concerns because they have system limitations and or some technical limitations on their side, and sometimes it's not possible and not feasible to develop something within the certain I would say design mockups or that you have. But ABA can be this mediator between the teams and trying to find the common ground by understanding the different perspective of these teams and seeing what needs to be done, what is required from the business perspective, and what solution, what proposal from which team might make the project more successful in order to fulfill the bigger organizational goal. The next one. What transformations is the role of BA undergoing in today's AI and machine learning driven landscape? Are there concerns that artificial intelligence may partly displace human capabilities in field? Yeah, I've seen, and even in my day-to-day life as a senior business analyst, I use AI, like ChatGPT, even my personal life. But I can see that I treat it more as a buzzword. I would say I would treat it as a just a tool to make your life easier. It doesn't. I don't think that AI would replace or partially replace us in the field, especially in business analysis, because at the end of the day, the business analysis and business analyst is someone who analyzes. AI can be, of course, there are multiple functions available nowadays that are related to analysis, but in general, making decisions which will help the business, hopefully throw in the future. So it's something that thrive in the future. It's something that only human beings can do. So no AI can replace a human being in terms of the thinking, in terms of the, because we are someone who feed the data into AI. We are the authors of thoughts, of ideas, and when we, interact with the AI tools, we are learning it. And because if there were no humans, there will be no AI. So there would be no AI tools. And I think that we should treat it as a tool and not just think that it can help solve all our problems just by having, just, clicking the one button and it's solved. No, because eventually AI can't be able to analyze, for example, the whole user experience within the application. It can solve just one specific problems, very narrow ones, but overall the holistic view over the application, the system, it should be, and it is handled by humans nowadays. Okay, it seems I answered. The next question is related to what are the main differences between a BA and product owner manager role? Oh, it's a good question because nowadays most BAs, at least from my own experience, are working in agile environments, and I also, on my previous roles, I also had the experience being a proxy product owner. Before I spent some time preparing for the product owner certification from Scrum.org. I didn't have a distinctive, I would say, knowledge, and I didn't know the specific differences between the two, because to me it seemed that I'm Nastassia. I'm working in this company on the same project. So why? What is the difference between the things I'm doing on the day-to-day basis? But being a business analyst is it means that you are the bridge between the technology and the business, and at the same time, product owner or product manager, someone who works in the, I would say, product development domain. They are the people whose main responsibility is to maximize the value delivered by this product. But at the same time, you are, as a BA, responsible for eliciting requirements from everyone, of course, documenting them, presenting them, communicating them, but you don't have this power to make the decisions regarding the product if you're just strictly a business analyst, while the product people can. So hopefully I answered in scope of this presentation. Oh, that's all the questions. So thank you for your time and for your attention. Keep safe. Bye.